I met a gentleman the other day who said to me, Mbulelo, I don't think that I can ever be authentic with my wife. I've been married to my wife for the past 30 years, but there are certain things that I cannot tell her. And I always ask myself, what kind of a relationship is that? Wherein you can be with someone for almost 30 years, but you're not authentic, you're not your true self. You have to pretend to be someone else. You are wearing a mask. What does that do in terms of your mental wellness? What does that do in terms of your happiness? Why are you wearing a mask throughout your relationship and not being your authentic self? The one thing that we need to understand is that relationships by their very nature are transactional. Now, someone might then ask a question and say, when I say relationships are transactional, what do I mean? When we get into relationships, all of us, we get into relationships having our own selfish interests in terms of what we want to get out of the relationship. There is no one that gets into a relationship and say, I'm getting into the relationship to fulfill what you want. We all get into relationships because of our own selfish interests in terms of what we want to get out of the relationship. Why, right at the beginning, therefore, are we afraid to talk about the things that we want to get out of the relationship? Why do we pretend to be other people or to be interested in other things rather than what we are really interested in? Right at the beginning, while we stay still dating, on the first dates, we mention exactly as to why we are getting into these relationships.
The books are available online. You can order the books online on Contemporary Conversations SA. And I'd like to encourage people, let's start talking. Let's talk about these things. Let's have conversations. Let's have situations wherein we school each other. We sort of make each other grow in terms of these various topics that are sort of sensitive, but bedevil our lives and also our relationships.